Okay, what up though? What up though? Yo, 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 embryo.
Yo, 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 embryo.
We are just trying to we're trying to get Avia, get her audio set up. Um, but we are live in effect, okay? We are live in effect. Change your audio
Thank you.
settings, output, input, or log in and come back.
You doing happy?
Okay, so thank y'all. I'm just about to drop this link so that people can
Okay, I
watch.
can hear you guys now.
Okay, you can hear us? Beautiful, beautiful. Now, how do I share?
Thank you.
How do I share our link? Okay, so let me press record and we should be recording right now. I don't even know if we're on. Um, oh, yeah, we are definitely live. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started. Oh, where did Avia go? She about to pop back in. Can you still hear me, Easy?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay,
good.
cool. So thank you all wherever you are in social media land watching this video, watching this add to the stream. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. So
How
we
you
are
doing?
so excited. This is day one or our first episode of Oakland Girl Live. And my name is Shanita Perdomo. I am from Oakland, California. I am based here on the East Coast. And I am going to let my beautiful co host introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Avia, and I am in the West Coast where we do it best.
Mhm.
And so let me see if I'm able to share my screen really quick. Let me see if I'm able to share my screen. Okay. Because I'm trying to figure out this platform, I'm not going to share my screen because it's just going to look crazy in the back. So, but what we're going to do is this. This is our icebreaker. And I would like our special guest, Shaunice Murphy and Avia, to tell me their favorite Oakland restaurant and why. Go first, Shaunice.
Ooh, my favorite Oakland restaurant. I don't know the exact name of it because that's how much from Oakland I am. I just know how to get there and I know what they got and I know it's good. So by the lake, you gotta check it out. The steak, shrimp, um, carne asada fries with everything on it, sour cream, cheese, cilantro.
Okay.
Just perfect, right by the lake, right on the corner by the liquor store, across the street from AutoZone. Yes, everybody know if you from the town, you know what I'm talking about. Across from
Oh,
Lucky's.
goodness.
It's smacking. You already know. That's my spot.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, Avia, what about you?
Okay, so I'm a little biased because I'm on the vegan side, so it's probably not as popular. But I would say a go-to vegan spot would be solely vegan, and it's downtown Oakland, right across the street from Plank. You can't miss it. It's on the corner. It used to be a block up, but they moved locations.
Girl, that's
Okay.
popular too.
And what's
Oh,
your
you heard
favorite?
about it?
What's
Yes.
your favorite? What's your favorite dish from there?
Mm. I would like to get the Pray For Me. I like it because the owner, her name is Tamara. She told me her son actually helped her come up with the name, and it's titled Pray For Me. And it's a really nice
Mm.
burger. and you'll get full. You can get the double or the single, but I really like the Pray For Me.
Okay, that sounds good. To pray for
That
me.
sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna answer the question because I haven't been. I don't remember last time I ate in Oakland. So, um, yeah, I can't. I will mess around and say the burrito truck on 90th and International by Mattress King. Okay,
Chewed
so
up.
all right, so today we have a special guest, and pretty much the Oakland Girl Live podcast is an opportunity to highlight, to spotlight, and to give the stage to Oaklanders, male and female, to talk about their stories, to inspire our listeners. Okay,
Mhm.
it's an opportunity for people who are from this wonderful town, the town, to again get encouragement, learn something new from other people who are also from the town.
Mhm.
You probably know Oakland, California has gotten a bad rep, right? We're known for a lot of great things. We're known for our our political history. We're known for our creative fashion, music, art,
Dance.
education, all these things.
Mhm.
But then when it comes to those parts that are not always put in a good light, like the people, the violence, the this, the poverty, the that, it's important to really highlight people and hear those stories so that you can hear the other side, because there are good things that come from Oakland. I
Yeah.
believe that we are all products of that. So we really appreciate you for tuning in. Come back again next Tuesday to talk to another guest. And if you are interested in being a guest on the Oakland Girl Live podcast, I will leave all those details in the description somewhere. Okay. So, anything you want to say, Avia?
I would just like to say, whoever is watching and whoever is listening in, please continue to watch and listen and share with everyone, even if they're, not from Oakland, just because as we progress, there will be beautiful stories told and a lot of things shared, just as Shanita mentioned, the things that are buried underneath Oakland that needs to have its shine.
Mhm.
And just voice heard. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for you guys to listen on in.
Yes.
Let's further ado, get started.
All right, let's get it. Okay, so we have a wonderful guest today who is so near and dear to my heart. Her name is Shaunice Murphy. And Shaunice, can you introduce yourself to the people? Tell us who you are, what neighborhoods you grew up in Oakland, what schools you went to. Just give us a little rundown of that.
Yeah. So my name is Shaunice Murphy. I am the middle child. I am the baby sister and older sister all at the same time. Or not older, but old sister from two young brothers. But I consider myself from deep East Oakland, from the 70s to the 90s, practically to the hundreds. So that's where I am from. I went to Morse Cox. I went to Explorer. Um,
Went to Lockwood.
I went to Lockwood. I don't remember, but I went to Lockwood. It was in the book. It was in the book. But my older sister was there. Shanita was there. So she knows what I don't remember because I was just so young. But that's basically where I consider myself from and my stumping grounds. And so from there, that's just what I claim, what I rep. I know the people around there, the people who I didn't see in that school, I
Yeah.
didn't grew up with these people.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
what makes you proud to be an Oakland girl?
I'm proud to be an Oakland girl because it's not on me, it's in me. Okay.
Oh,
So
period.
I'm from the town. So I'm really from the town. Like I'm really from the town. I bleed these streets. I didn't did a lot of things in these streets. I feel like these streets have made me who I am, both in good and bad ways. They have taught me both in good and bad ways, how to be a woman, how to be me right now. I'm not perfect. I was never perfect. Growing up in Oakland, I can't name a perfect person. But like I said, I've put my work in. I've grew up like this is Oakland is me.
Okay.
Oakland should be my middle name. So
I'm screaming. That's actually a nice name, Oakland.
right.
Um, so okay, Shanice already mentioned it. For those who didn't catch it, she is my sister, and she is my baby sister. After Shanice, my mom had boys, and I think she is right there in the middle, right between two older siblings and two younger siblings. And so, can you tell us a little bit about just what it's like being a middle child?
Mhm.
From what I remember, I didn't really have as much responsibility as my two older sisters, as Shanita and Stacy, which is my two older sisters. But I was responsible or partially responsible for my two little brothers. Like I was my brother's keepers, and I feel like even my mama, my daddy, my sister, everybody, my uncles, aunties made it known like you are your brother's keeper no matter what.
Yeah,
So, but I just didn't have that role to where it was just like my responsibility. It wasn't that heavy on me, but I knew, what
yeah,
needed to be done.
yeah. So
So, yeah.
many people have probably heard our story about um many people have probably heard our story about how I got cut, how we were in foster care. um we were removed from our parents, and how I got custody of you and our other three siblings in college. And that's definitely a story to tell, and I think
Mhm.
that most of it has been told through my eyes and my mouth. And so, with the time we have, and I'm gonna like raise my hand, and Avia's gonna jump in too. But can you, Shanice, who I call Easy, um, can you tell the listeners from your perspective, like what was your experience like, one, being removed from your home,
Mhm.
um, and going from being at home with our parents to having to go into foster care, and then having to stay with me as your legal guardian.
Oh yeah. So in the beginning, when we was labeled lost or kidnapped or however the label was, but we just left without permission. So we wasn't really lost, or we just kind of like didn't run away or nothing. We just left and then came back. The situation was so intense. It was helicopters, it was cameras, it was black cars, it was people following us with microphones and stuff like that. And then it was just these people in these suits who just was like, no, you can't go back in there. You can't go say nothing to no parent. You can't go
Mhm.
say nothing to nobody.
So when you say suits, you talking about people who were from, uh,
The agency.
yeah,
Yeah.
CPS?
Yeah. That's really what I mean. I feel
Because
like
I
my
imagine
brain.
like Men in Black.
Yeah. Exactly. That's how my brain like it was so traumatizing because we was kind of like stuck. And then all you seen was these people like in these suits with these badges, and it was like, okay, come get in this car.
Hmm.
Like you come get in this car. and we tried to like escape a little bit to the neighbor's house and stuff like that, which didn't work out for so long. So, in that moment, you just wonder like, dang, am I gonna see my mama again? Am I gonna see my sister again? Am I gonna see my brothers? What about my brothers? They babies.
Yeah.
This is my neighborhood. What's gonna happen next? We ain't never been in this situation. We ain't never even heard of a situation like this before.
Yeah.
We just was living.
Yeah.
We was living how we was living. We was just going
Yeah.
with life.
Now, were you able to, okay, so for the people who don't know and have not read the book yet, my sisters didn't come back, or you tell the story like real quick.
Okay, real quick. So we asked my daddy to go to Mary Jelly House. He didn't remember. This is in our eyes. And then we left anyway. We took some pizza with us. And then we came back the next day. It was raining before, so we didn't walk back and we just was bad. But we came back the next day, and the next day it was newspapers everywhere. And that's when news like we was considered
Missing.
runaways or kidnapped. Right. We was considered missing.
Yeah,
And
so pretty much people, they went to their friend house. Our dad
down the
was
street.
right down the street. Our dad was drinking. He was probably like, okay, okay, okay.
Exactly.
And they didn't come back that night. And
Yeah.
so, Oakland did what it was supposed, the police did what they were supposed to do, like missing girls. So
Right.
yeah, but they end up coming back the next day walking like, what's going on?
Up the street. Exactly.
I actually read the book in 3 sittings. I could have did it in one day, one sitting. But in that chapter, it also kind of talks about just how, Shanita went into like mama bear mode. But then when Shaunice came back, she was confused about what was going on. That's why she's like, people in black suits and these
Exactly.
these men, in these little vans or big vans coming out. I guess what I'm wanting to know and ask you, Shaunice, is just, what was not just going through your mind, but before you left, like what came over you to just leave and not care about, what could happen to you?
Well, that's a good question. Me and my sister, we just so comfortable with Oakland.
Mm,
This is our neighborhood. We learn how to ride bikes here. We walk up and down the street, these same streets in the hood. This is our hood. These is our friends. Like we didn't think that way at that time. We just so comfortable with the town. We from the town. We town bred. So if we walk up and down the street, and then we got each other. I'm
mm,
with my sister with me. So, and we just go into our known friend house that our parents already know,
mm.
and that we go to school with. So danger didn't really
Click.
flick. Like it didn't really flick in our mind. We were still at home.
Mm,
We were still in the hood. We were still at home. So
that's good.
yeah.
Mm.
And now that everything has said and done, did you feel? Did you like? What did you feel when? Did you connect what y'all had did led to us going to foster care? Or did you just think like this is another event? Because y'all been in foster care before. It was my first time, but
Mm.
y'all had been removed before.
Mhm.
Like, what? And we never talked about this, but like, what went on in your mind when you saw the black cars? Like, or you saw the people again removing you, but this time it was helicopters and it was this.
Right. And news stations and
Yeah.
Station.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, I don't remember us being removed before.
Mm,
So this event is really the only traumatic event that I actually recall.
mm,
I was already so young. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um
That makes sense.
yeah. So I just was like, this is the rock bottom worst of the worst right
mm,
here.
Yeah. So, okay, so we went through foster care. We were living with family, and it got to a point where you know, I questioned whether y'all were being taken care of properly. I was worried about y'all for some things that y'all had shared with me. And so that's what led me to get custody of the four of y'all, my four
Right.
siblings. And okay, so funny story. So um I get custody of my siblings, and the previous foster parent was like, "Here, Shanice, here go a phone. Call me." So Shanice comes to her new house, and she got a phone, and I'm like, "We gonna have to get that phone back." And she's like, "No, this is my cell phone. And it's the first cell phone she ever had." So she like, "No, this is my cell phone. I can't. And I was like, "I'm sorry, it ain't gonna be another person paying a phone bill of
Right.
my house." Like, we can't do that. And you went, I don't know if you remember, but like we went back and forth, and I felt like, I don't know if it was just the phone that you wanted to keep,
Hmm.
or if it was the connection you wanted to keep with our previous foster parent. If you remember that, which one was it?
I don't really remember, so I can't really speak too much, but it was most likely that phone.
Yeah.
I was going through a lot at that time, and I just know that I wanted that phone to talk to one person. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So, we were going through foster care and, all the things. We went through foster care. I got custody, y'all. I can't even count on my hands how many times y'all came to class with me when I was going to UC Berkeley.
That was so much fun. Let me tell y'all that
Yeah.
when we went to, not to cut you off, I'm
Go
so
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
But when we went to UC Berkeley, I'm not gonna lie, at sometimes I know I had to go sometimes because I was in trouble. Sometimes I was in trouble. But even when I was in trouble and I did go, it was so much fun. What is that picture?
What is it?
This TikTok live. I don't know how to switch over the camera. Go ahead.
But yeah, going to UC Berkeley, like helping, even reading the textbooks. Like, remember when um we had to, I ain't gonna say we did her homework for her, but we was helping,
Yeah,
like
pretty
when she got the recording pen and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, just copy this right fast," and it was fun. It was fun. Like, we was like, "Oh yeah, we in college."
EC was EC hecka smart. EC hecka smart.
Hmm.
EC got the mind of Einstein. Like,
It
she
was
hecka
so
smart.
fun.
And
I'm
so,
telling you.
man, she was up in Spanish. She had these upper class math classes. We was all sitting at the kitchen table struggling, crying, like, who? She was like, "What don't you get? What don't you get? La
Read it.
tarea, la tarea."
I always came with the vocabulary words. It was so fun. It was so fun. Going to UC Berkeley, it made you want to go to UC Berkeley. But of course, we were so young. But I was like, dang, I want to do this. I want to do this. But then lives. You
Yeah.
know.
Do you think that, like, with that type of exposure, or let's say you didn't have that exposure, would your mind be able to expand to that, like level of I want that for myself? Being from Oakland and
No,
knowing,
for sure.
how Oaklanders, and or just being from the hood, if you don't have that type of experience, or how sometimes we go to school but then they have these little field trips, you go to
Mhm.
like Academy of Arts, Chabot, or
I've
you
been
know
on all them.
but very rarely, sometimes, like, they take students to colleges. Sometimes you have to wait until you're a senior, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, for like colleges to come to the school, or you go to the conferences where the colleges are held. So being that, Shanita, like your sister Shanita, being that she was a UC Berkeley student, and then you were able to go to her school and see the campus and see all the other scholars and every other studious student, like how did that make you feel? And if that is something that should be done, just to bring that inspiration up for others.
Yeah, actually living with a scholar and living with Shanita, you know, just being in the dorms, her bringing us around her college friends and in classes like
Never lived
that,
in a dorm.
and Summer Bridge
I was
was
gonna say, did
lit.
I take that to a party? Did
Summer
I take
Bridge
y'all
was
to a
lit.
function?
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Like you want that. You want to be
Yeah,
like that. You want to be like, oh, my sister went here and I'm next up. And then, so forth, so forth. So yeah, I feel like that's very important in everybody's life. And
yeah.
even if I'm not that scholar for my kids, I could be like, oh, TT Nini went and did that, Trey, your cousin went and did that, you gonna be next up and woo woo woo, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel like it's just the examples. The
Yeah.
examples. It's not really about, I mean, it's about the environment, but it's not impossible to come up out of it.
Yeah,
Clear as day, you
right.
know,
Yeah.
clear as day. We got a living testimony right here.
You just need to be
So let's talk about what happened um during that, because I was 19 years old having custody of my four siblings, and it was hard. It was
yeah.
hard. It was hard. It was hard because I felt very stressed, overwhelmed. I felt like a lot was on my shoulders because I had to get good grades, and I was trying to learn how to learn. Work was hard at UC Berkeley. Um and I have four schedules to manage.
Hmm.
Where is Shaunice at? Shaunice got wrestling. She is a freshman varsity
Wrestler, yeah.
wrestler.
Going to state and stuff, yeah.
We going to state. We getting flew out. Like we driving down to Southern California, and then
Yeah.
then our brothers had other little activities, and then our sister had piano classes, and then everybody had to go to therapy, and like so it was a very robust schedule. And I know I had my moments. I feel like I could have been a better person. I
Mm.
think that I just all the pressure made me very angry, and it
Mhm.
made me very my I had a short fuse. So yeah, we had
Yeah.
like oh yeah, we got our stuff together, but it was difficult for us. It was a lot of friction
Mhm.
inside the home, and towards the end of my college career, the friction between EC, Shanice, and I intensified. And so much so that, she was running away from home. I was calling the police. They getting involved. EC put me in a wrestling move, y'all.
No.
She put me in a straight wrestling move. I had to call the other sister to come get me out the armbar. I'm just like, I ain't never been in this position. And I didn't even like stress. I was just like, Shanice, let me go. And she was like, boom, 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 boom. It just had me. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, Issy, let me go. No, no, I ain't do it. I ain't letting go. I ain't letting go. And I was like, Stacy, Stacy. And I'm literally leaning over the bar of the bed, like, Stacy, get her off of me. And that's when I was like, we're done. So so EC, yeah.
Oh my God.
I ain't never fought my sister, but she put me in a wrestling move because I knew that if I fight her, I'm gonna go to jail, and then I'm gonna lose my spot in college. I'm gonna lose the rest of my siblings. So I was like, girl, I'm just gonna let you put me in this little position, and I'm just gonna let you. I'm just gonna let you have this one. I'm not even gonna fight. I'm just gonna let you have this one. But anyway, so that led to me making a really hard choice of putting you back in foster care. And we were living in Berkeley or Albany at the time. We were living in Albany, so we had this suburbia life, right? We had a suburbia life. EC was going to Albany High School. She was a little popular girl at Albany High School.
No, that was Stacy. I was just Stacy's little sister.
Oh, no, you was the wrestler. You was the wrestler that didn't nobody want to mess with. Um, and so we went from there to like me making a very hard decision of putting you back in foster care. And that really damaged our relationship. And it took us years to rebuild that. Can you talk about what that was like for you and like what was going on? Because I feel like I was trying to keep y'all from Oakland and the influences and not so much the people or our family, but the limitations that was there. I wanted to expose y'all to more, and I felt like you was running back there. You wanted to be there. So
Yeah.
can you talk about that?
Um, I I really don't know. I really don't know. I just know that that did hurt my feelings. I wish that I'd understand the boundaries and the help and the good life that I had at that time. And the stuff that was just given to me and what you were going through while taking care of us and stuff like that. And I built up a lot of anger
Mm,
at that time too. And going back to moving back to Oakland wasn't the best bet because I feel like it just got worse.
Mm.
Everything just got worse. I started getting piercings. I started stealing cars from people who love me, who take care of me. I started doing a lot of different stuff. And that transition just it made me feel like I was invincible and I wasn't. One, because I felt like, well, my sister had a strict program. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. That program was strict. But it was for a good reason. Now that I'm grown, I got three little boys. I'm like, okay, I understand.
right, you run a strict program.
Exactly. I run a strict program too. But I'm just like, I understand. And I just had an episode myself where I'm just like overwhelmed and I'm just like, I don't have the people, the love that I need so close to me, to help me like right here, right now. I got my sister, I got my brothers, of course, and everybody else, but my sister is who I need. My sisters and my brothers is who this is all I know, you know? So now that I'm adulting and I got three kids, I got two toddlers and a newborn baby, I'm just like understanding, like, dang, she had four kids off the rip. And we were so excited to move with Nini. We was like, we up out of here. We going with our sister. We think it's stuff sweet and peaches and we on strict program. Which which is nothing was wrong with it. We was having fun. We was going ice skating in San Francisco. We went to the snow. We was in church. We did stuff with the church.
Y'all went camping.
We
We went
went
to
camping,
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disneyland. So much people who love and support Shanita just handed us stuff, took us to museums. It was just so grateful. We so grateful, right? And it just like losing that, I guess I became angry. Like I became angry. So when I moved away from Shanita and my brothers and sisters, I moved back to Oakland. And my parent was always gone at work. If this parent wasn't going at work, he was asleep. So I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted to do in Oakland so young, and it wouldn't even, it would just fly right past them. And I took advantage of that. And I always did,
Yeah.
you know.
You talking
So,
about daddy?
no.
So I think we left out a very serious part in that when we were removed from our parents, and then 4 years later our mom died of AIDS,
Yeah.
and we weren't in her care or custody anymore. Um, we weren't in her care or custody anymore. We weren't in the care or custody of our father. Um, but that, like, even though she wasn't as involved in things,
Mhm.
all this was happening while we were all going through our own type of grief,
Mhm.
right? We were all like, when I graduated high school, mama was in a hospital. Mama was in a hospital. My siblings came to my graduation. My aunts came.
Barely.
Yeah, my aunts came, but my daddy didn't come. You know, um, you know, our daddy wasn't pleased. He wasn't happy when I got custody of my siblings. And
Mhm.
so when Shaunice talks about, hey, it was us, like it was us. It was
Right.
Literally.
it was like, yeah, we have family members in Detroit, and we have family members in California, and everyone supported in a moment, right? Like we
Right.
would go to Detroit for the summer. We had our family in California who supported us, and even our family member who actually kept us together. So we were very fortunate not to be separated. And that alone, I think, just created a different bond for us.
Mhm.
So Avia, do you wanted to say something?
I
Okay.
mean,
And so, EC, when you went back to California or to Oakland, and you were, so y'all know, after college, when I finished college, I got a job in New York City. And so me, our other sister, and my two brothers, we drove to New York City and like resettled here on the East Coast where I am now. Um and it was very hard. It was very hard. I honestly, like, I look back and sometimes I regret it. You know, um, I can't wish away like the life you have, right? You got children and stuff like that. I would never wish my nephews away, but
right.
I do. I have in the past had thoughts of like, man, it,
What if?
yeah, if I just would have just held on longer, if I just would have been more understanding or whatever it was.
Patient. Yeah.
I think that it was a lot, not just for me, but also for our other siblings as well, because we were constantly going back and forth. The police was constantly getting involved, and I think every not everyone, but especially my brothers, I feel like I was really trying to protect them
Yeah.
because Stacy and Shanice have a different toughness about them than our brothers, and also they boys. So I felt, I love my siblings equally, but I just felt like Donald David too young. They too young. They haven't been through certain things. Like, they've been sheltered. They've been in the house playing with their toys.
Mhm.
While Shanice and Stacy was walking down the street to their friend house with a box of pizza. Like, they never they never did things like that. They never been outside walking down the street by themselves. They never had that. So I just felt like I needed to protect them. So, excuse me. So, EC, when we went to the East Coast and you were still in Oakland, like, what you said, you was robbing cars and stuff like that. At what point did you feel like, did you ever feel like you wanted to leave Oakland? Or did you feel like, okay, I need to learn how to survive here?
So before 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 y'all even pulled up on me and said y'all last goodbyes, it was I was already in survival mode. But when y'all pulled off and y'all left me in Oakland, I think all I did was I just dropped my head, and I hadn't even been drinking yet. I think I was just barely smoking weed, but um I just dropped my head and I turned around and I was at this old lady house, and she had all this alcohol, and I was just like, pour me a cup. And they was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, just pour it. And I just was whoop, 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 whoop. And
Mm.
then my previous second baby father now, he was like, you don't even drink, you don't like, he knew something was wrong. So he just left me to be drunk in there because later on I told him like that, yeah, they just left me. They came, they pulled up, they said bye, and they gone, and they didn't take me with them. So I just, ever since then, that's when I just became angry. I just became like, the only people that I know, my people, these is my people. These four people, these is my person. These is the only people I know. These is the only people where if I pee in the bed, I can go tell them I peed in the bed. If I'm slobbing, they can make fun of me and I'm laugh. This is my people. Like, and they just left. They gone. They drove away. They just said bye. They said that they loved me. They drove away. So
Mhm.
I just was like, if anybody get close to me and they mess up, or it's up and it's stuck. I'm angry. I'm fighting. I'm still from the town, so I'm really getting down. So it's I. That's when anger just was like boop 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 boop, and then I was already mad that my mom passed. That was my love. That was my mom, and then my dad passed, and I just was like, dang. When my dad passed, when I had a miscarriage in foster care, all at the same time within the same week, and I just was like over it. I was over everything. I was over everybody, and this was like rock bottom. So at that point, it just was like, call me angry, call me crazy. And then that's when I started survival mode, because I didn't have my shield. My sisters and my brother, that's my shield. Those people shielded me. Even when I did run away, I was still close. I was still in the village. I was still in Albany. I didn't go too far. I didn't venture off far, until I got sent to Oakland. But even then, I was still back in Albany. Like, I caught the BART and stuff like that. So, when that stuff hurt.
Do you think that, or did you ever think that while you started picking up some of these habits out of anger, that these habits would have them reach back out to you and come back to shield you from yourself or from these habits? Or you felt like, nope, I'm just going to be in survival mode. I'm just going to grind, and this is just who I am. Like you accepted this fate and you didn't look back.
Yeah, as human beings, we adapt. Like, when you go to jail, you going crazy for 1, 2 days, but then you stuck, you locked up.
Mm.
You're stuck in this place. So you gotta adapt to your environment. So I feel like I adapted to my environment, and I tried to squeeze whatever I could up out of it. And as long as I didn't get killed or didn't go to jail for life, then I felt like I was hanging on, you know, um, until I have kids.
You got
So,
a different
right,
hanging on.
exactly. So I had to protect this little person,
Yeah.
and I just was like, oh no.
We definitely you talk about you talked about just feeling angry,
Yeah.
and I I was also angry, and it's very interesting because anger, right? It could be many people in the family could be affected by anger, but they could show it differently.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you showed it was running away, breaking things,
Mm.
um, uh, you know, s- all those things. And then my way of showing anger was putting you on punishment, hitting you, okay, taking your phone. And then I felt like when I got to like the brink, then my anger became get away or go away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget when Officer Ruffin, the black dude from
Oh.
UC Berkeley
Oh.
campus. Remember the black cop?
Yeah.
And he was real cool. And I, shout out to you wherever you at. But he was real cool, and I remember him sitting us down, and I was on one couch, Shaunice was on the other, and he was just sitting in the middle. He took a chair out the kitchen, and he was like, "All right, we about to talk about this because on paper, this is domestic violence." And I was like, "Domestic violence?" He was like, "Yeah, this is things happening in the house." And he was like, Shaunice, okay, what you want to say? Like, to your sister. And at that time, I was very prideful. I was very prideful because I felt like I'm doing all of this. Why can't she just go to school? Why can't she just listen? Why can't she just do her chores? Why can't she just da 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 da? And I remember Shaunice saying to me like, um, I think sometime before that I had said something like, okay, if you keep acting like this, then I'm gonna put you out or something. Or you want to leave, you can get out. Like you keep running away, you could just go, you could just stay out. And Shaunice came back home, the officer talking to us, and he was like, Shaunice, like, what's up? What do you want to say to your sister? And you pretty much said to me like I don't like that every time we get into something, you tell me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear it until you came to visit for the first time when we moved here to the East Coast. Hey nephew Pooh,
Yeah. Welcome.
that's my nephew. Him looking like him people.
The Murphy
The
people.
Murphy people. Um and um and so when this is a story for you, Avia. When Shaunice came to New Jersey to visit, she was just on 10. Long story short, she was on 10. She was like, "Oh, forget this, something, something, something." And I'm like, "You're not gonna go in my house with all that. Like,
Yeah.
we just what? Like, you bringing all that from California back here. We not that no more. We could just be sisters. Like, this ain't that." And she was angry. She was angry, 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 angry. And it was then that I realized, okay, she hurt because she flew on a plane. She came here to visit. We got into it. She
Mm-hmm.
went to her friend house day before Thanksgiving, which was on her birthday. And I felt like I needed to go get her for my other siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So even though me and my sister had um, unresolved issues, it was getting in the way of how our other siblings experienced or got to spend time with her, and also like they wanted to spend time with everybody.
Right.
So I felt like that is what humbled me to be like, okay, I need to repair my relationship with Shaunice so that all our other siblings don't feel like they can't have one because
Right.
of our
Right.
relationship.
Right. Okay.
And
Um.
that time I kept telling her no. I don't want to come back. I don't want to. I was, of course, still angry.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking about. I mean, I was
Uh-oh.
still talking to Stacy a little bit, but I wasn't thinking about everybody else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Did
oh,
you feel
what's
like
going on?
did you feel like the so you not wanting to go to Jersey after
Can you
that?
hear me?
Yes. I can see you. I can hear you. Oh wait.
She froze.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. She might come back. I think she might.
hold on. I'm gonna add her back.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
My
wanted to
bad.
It's okay. I wanted to ask, do you think that was your way of like retaliation, or was that your way of just sticking to your guns and being like, I survived and I made it this far without you guys since you left me to begin with. You guys are gonna now like suffer my anger and my separation because now I'm choosing myself over you guys since you guys chose yourself over me.
Yeah, I love my sister. I always call her my sister mother, because that's all I know from her. But I just it just happened again. We got into it and the police was called and she told me to go away. So I went away. And then this time I'm just like, all right, I'ma just stay away. You
Mm,
know? I don't want my brothers to hate me. I mean, Stacy wasn't hating me anyway, but you know, um, and I just didn't want to cause no ruckus where my brothers
But
stay,
you
where she
did.
stay at. Huh?
But you did.
I know I did because I was so combative and stuff like that. And I didn't understand at that time because you can't snap out of it over a plane ride. You can't just fix yourself over 6 hours. I didn't know I thought I was gonna come out here and have fun. I'm in a whole different airspace with my family again. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, yay.
yeah.
Oh, welcome back. But yeah, so it just took me a little while longer to
Yeah.
understand and to get with the new norm
Mm,
because I just wasn't. Before I was on 10 all the time. I'm running from bullets, I'm robbing houses, I'm hoeing, I'm doing all type of stuff. Like I'm outside every day. Like every day.
mm,
It was never not nothing with me. I'm fighting. I'm I'm wearing weaves and stuff. Like everything was new. Everything was moving fast paced. But when I came to my siblings, it was like, slow down, yo. Now you with your family. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't understand that. I was teed up. And then New York, oh yeah. I still love New York, but I'm just saying like oh yeah. It was up and stuck. So I just it was a learning. It was a learning thing.
it was a learning curve for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, thank you for your transparency and just, sharing your story. Um, I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see what life is like for you now outside of being a mother. Or Shanita, do you have any other questions? Or do you
Yeah, like tell us, um, where you are. Not you ain't gotta tell us where you live, but you know,
96 and
like
bang across?
what's your career like? You're very learned. You're a
Yeah.
learned person. So talk about
Mhm.
that.
So now I am 2 years into the local 304 labor. So I'm a construction worker now.
Nice.
And I'm trying to
Big
elevate
money.
to
No.
I wish, look, I got all these kids. But I'm trying to be a heavy operations manager right now, but I've applied for the longshoreman. I just got a
Mm,
job for the San Francisco, for the city of San Francisco DPW.
nice.
So I'm just trying to elevate, get as much money as I can for my kids, show them what a program really is and how strict it is, and that we ain't just out here raggedy. Um, and yeah, I got three boys. I visit my sister faithfully almost. She coming out here. I go out
Yeah.
there. We go do stuff. You know, we didn't drove to go see brother
Uh,
graduate from the army. We,
journey.
you know, we it took some time, but it took communication, and
Mm,
it's like an onion and you had to peel it through. And I just
yeah.
thank God. I thank God that I got, because if I didn't have my sister, I mean, I still be crashing out a little bit, but if I didn't have my sister, I probably would have been met Jesus or been in jail for murder or something.
Not being mad Jesus is crazy.
I would
You
have
like send
probably
me to the
been,
upper room.
Being mad
you
Jesus is
know,
Off
so
yourself.
yeah.
but yeah, and I just thank God for this book that she just wrote, because I it's some stuff, like I said, I am the youngest girl. So I don't know if my brother's read it or not, but I'm gonna tell you about me. Some stuff I didn't remember, but in the eyes of my sister, I'm just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you just be like, damn. And I know right now I'm not the perfect person. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus, and I support my sister, her husband, her kids. I love everybody who love them. But you know, if somebody still say something stupid or try to do something to my sister, I'll go smack them. Like, it's a reflex, you know. I don't know, it just happens. But even with my
I'm giving us
nephews,
an
like, you
illustration.
could
I
try
know,
it.
like, I'm just joking.
Exactly.
Listen, and I'm the sister. I be on the phone with the police, like,
Yeah, I
him,
know. I'm like,
him,
yeah, I'm
her.
hyphy. I'm still from the town. I'm hyphy, but you know, it I've grown a lot
Yes,
because, you
yes,
know, of
yes,
the stuff that I've been through. The stuff he's
yes.
like, I want some milk now. Of
Yeah,
the stuff.
I definitely want to say that, my sister has grown a lot, and I think that no matter what, she's been through, she came on top as a consistent mother who puts her
Yeah.
kids first, who takes care of her kids through everything that she has gone through. You can't tell me that my sister don't love her kids. You can't tell me that my sister won't ride for her kids. You like always at the play place, always at the park, always, at the aquarium. Like, man, her oldest son, he remind me so much of myself.
Nemo.
He remind me so much of myself. And the way that he's all her kids articulate. They articulate. And so anyway, I just say all that to say, oh, and my sister is a business owner, Beauty Bundies. She's a beauty extraordinaire. She look real humble right now, but her face stay beat. I should share my story. Her face stay beating. Um, so I think that with all of
Part
that,
of being beautiful is you can give it a rest and still be beautiful.
yes, period. And so, I think that not I think I know that my sister is a testament, a testimony that beautiful things come out of Oakland. And so yeah, that's pretty much our time. We gonna commit to that. We was on CP time because
Okay.
I had to figure out how to work the computer. So thank you all for tuning in. We are definitely going to
Yeah.
repost this and tune in next week, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. And if you somewhere in the middle, you got to figure it out because I don't know.
Period.
We are here again next week live, and we will be interviewing Brian. who is an Oaklander and Castlemont alum. Man, I'm gonna ask him if he still got the album we made, the song we made together, but we gonna play it. But thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, next week Avia will be heading that conversation. And if you are interested in being a guest on the Oakland Girl Live podcast, reach out to either me or Abia on Facebook, Instagram. We also have an Instagram called Oakland Girl Live. We also have an email address, oaklandgirllive@gmail. So if you're interested in becoming a guest, holler. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.